social media, I was a bit circumspect. You know, social media is garbage in, garbage out. Anybody can say anything on the social media. Many of us have experienced social media attacks as leaders. And sometimes 99% of what is in the social media is inaccurate. And sometimes total speculation. And sometimes based on mischief. So there is no way we can shave a man's head behind his back. We should, we must hear from our own security agencies. We must hear from our intelligence agencies. When you mentioned the NIA and the DSS, I also believe we should also look at the DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, because they are also interacting with people in the theater of war in the Northeast. So they will have information on past arrests and questionings and all that to brief us.
Barrister, anyway, I just had to cut this. So, I don't know, probably to refresh your memory, because you may not understand what he was talking about. That was Senate President Senator Akpabio.
I do understand. I've followed it before.
Okay, you follow. Good. Now, okay, for the benefit of the viewers, this is the senator was actually talking about this issue of USAID sponsoring Boko Haram or whatever. So what he's saying is, he has he doubt basically what he was saying there is that he does not trust what he heard. That is just it. And I wonder where he was, when even this matter came out, was actually revealed through the United States or by the United States Congress, where a congressman, a House of Rep member, actually made mention of this. Barrister, what's your take on this? I don't understand why Akpabio, who I've always considered to be a very flippant person, will disregard even credible news that came out from the US. That even something that it was a public thing. Last 2 weeks, it was all over the news, even in the US. And Boko Haram was listed as one of the beneficiaries of USAID corruption. What is your thought on that?
The issue of foreign sponsorship of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria is, I would say, is even documented. There have been persistent allegations of foreign sponsorship of insurgency, Boko Haram in Nigeria. There have been credible reports of helicopters landing in the
and sorry to cut you short, Barrister. This is the Senate President. I don't know where he was when even the CDA, Chief of Defense Staff himself, on at least to my knowledge, a couple of occasions have publicly insinuated this. So I don't know why he's doubting it. Go ahead, please.
It is in the domain of security out there that these people are receiving assistance from both internal and external sources. They could not really pinpoint who was doing. The feeling here in Nigeria was that France was the one sponsoring or aiding the insurgency. So we were taken aback when the news that USAID, funds from USAID had reached terrorist organizations around the world, among which Boko Haram was listed. It should not have come to anybody in Nigeria, least of all a Senate President, number 3 person, the Senate President, as a surprise when that news came. But let's give him credit. He totally did not discount the news. he, to some extent, also called for an investigation. There should be a national investigation of this to know the details, if not for anything, but to block and forestall such further things happening in the future. Will they have the courage? Because we also know that within the country itself, there is sympathizers of the insurgents, sympathizers of Boko Haram.
I was going to say that.
The armed forces, within the security forces, and within the society.
Yeah, the point is, you see, my point is, what I just, what came to my mind when I watched that clip was, honestly, all these people, like you said, like you pointed out, that the USAID are not just, they are not the only culprit there. They have, they said, if a thief comes into your house and steals something, it is a rat inside the house that actually gave the thief information where that thing is in the house. So that's exactly what is happening here. The USAID didn't just they were not the one on ground to actually carry out all this things. All they did was to fund. But who are those people that actually carried out the implementation? Of course, they are Nigerians. And when we talk of Nigerians, they are among the establishment. And it is very possible that some people like Akpabio and Co. may either directly or indirectly know the people that are involved in this. In fact, in the first place, what are we talking about? The vice president, Shetima, few years ago, wasn't he named as one of the sponsors of Boko Haram? So we even have this is the reason why he's just pretending not to pretend and calling the social media as fake stuff or whatever, that anything in the news, anything on social media, he said 1 or 2% of everything on social media is the truth or whatever. I think about 90 something. I've forgotten the percentage he gave, but anything on social media, according to him, it should be discarded. So what do you expect, Barrister, when you have the number 2, the vice president, actually as who was named as one of the culprits of the sponsors of Boko Haram? Of course, people like that, who knows? You suggested investigation. Who will investigate? Nobody. Is it the government that is involved? Even the people in government, some of the people in government, we just talked about Shetima. Shetima, right? Vice President, yes. Shetima, we just talked about him. So you expect him to be investigated? Of course, no. Tinubu knows people who are doing this or whatever. They know them, but because everybody is corrupt, who will expose who? The entire everybody that is involved, the entire team that are ruling Nigeria right now, they are involved in one issue or the other, one evil, one fraud, one crime or the other. This one is involved in this, and the other one is involved in a different type of crime, and the other one is involved. And at the end of the day, who will investigate who? Who will expose who? If you expose me, I go expose you. So everybody is like all of them are just keeping and covering each other's secret. So what do you expect? You will not get anything. Nothing. They will always only talk of investigation. Nothing will happen. Even this investigation, nothing will happen. They will not conduct that investigation because they know themselves. They know who is. Even the CDS that said what he said. Are we sure that he himself doesn't know? He does not have hand in it. But the truth is, I am very sure he knows people that are involved in all this stuff. But they cannot say anything. They can only insinuate. Me, I'm even surprised. I was surprised with that. I was surprised when he had that gut, that courage to actually speak to that level of transparency. Honestly, I was surprised. I'm surprised he's still retaining his job, because the man actually kind of, to me, he spilled the beans. That's just it. But I'm very sure he knows people that are involved in all this thing. You wanted to say something?
support what you said. I look at the casual manner in which the Senate President dismissed the allegations when, as Senate President presiding over the Senate, they should have passed a resolution, a Senate resolution, mandating the security agencies to investigate and table the report before the Senate so that it could be in the public domain. But he dismissed it casually.
Yes, that's it. You could see his countenance now. He didn't take his flip. He's a flippant man. It's not serious.
This is a very serious issue. Thousands of thousands have died. People are in IDP camps, internally displaced camps in Nigeria, in their hundreds of thousands.
Barrister.
It is an ongoing insurgency. Shouldn't the President of the Senate have called for a thorough investigation and for such a report to be placed before the National Assembly? That they will...
Even beyond that, Barrister, but if their hands are clean, if their hands were clean, honestly, in the first instance, what they could have done was to summon the ambassador to U.S. ambassador to Nigeria to come and answer some questions. Look, we have to know something from your Congress. What the hell is going on here? But
the U.S. ambassador has already made a statement that there's no evidence to link funds come from USAID to Boko Haram.
What do you expect?
What do you expect?
Of course.
You expect a statement from an ambassador of a country that is accused of doing this thing, but we do not expect such flippant statement from our Senate President.
Honestly.
He did not take the matter seriously. I remember, like you pointed out, there seems to be a conspiracy of silence. Right from the time of President Jonathan, he came out and acknowledged that there were Boko Haram sympathizers in his government.
Yes.
And in the security agency.
Correct.
But he never took any steps.
Yes, that's the point.
Not anything, apart from acknowledging that nobody had anything. If truly, and the president would have had security intelligence on this, for him to say something like that, it means that at the highest levels of government, at the highest levels of security agencies and political establishment, they were sympathizers and sponsors of the insurgency in Nigeria. But up to now, you cannot hear of any person publicly indicted by security agencies. So you can see the conspiracy of silence. Why the insurgency is still going on, why it is still taking toll, why it's killing people, burning people, removing them from the environment and keeping them in displaced camps.
Yeah.
They are enjoying themselves there with title Senate President, Senator this, collecting money, living large life. Having the senator will have over almost 10 policemen to guard him. But the Nigerian citizen in his village has nobody to guard him.
Honestly. It's so sad. It's so sad. Honestly, just like you noted, honestly, I watched it, even his countenance, you will just see that on seriousness. You just know that this man, of course, he knows people, he knows those that are involved, but just for formality's sake, make you not be like say, we no talk, we no show concern. That's exactly what happened. Nothing else. It's so sad. Honestly, it is sad that we just can't hold. There's just no one we can say, okay, this person is clean in our especially in our current government. Everyone is just dirty. Everyone. The whole thing just is so. I don't get it. It's just like this issue of this Babangida stuff or whatever. These people they keep taking us for granted. They keep poking us. They keep just telling us, slapping us left, right, and center. They're just taking us to playing football with us. Because they just feel we can't do. What are they going to do? They can do nothing. They are all hungry. hungry people they don't have the strength to fight. That's exactly how they treat us. Honestly, it is so sad.
But they know that there will be no credible response from the people.
That is the point.
Babangida so-called autobiography is a slap in the face of Nigerians. It's a despicable attempt to rewrite history that is already in the public domain.
Honestly, that's just these guys are just laughing at us, making more